Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. So today's video is very exciting. So we're going to go through my August TBR, but this month we mixed it up a little bit and we didn't pick our own TBR. We got some of my besties and some of my favourite book besties to pick my TBR. So I texted some of my besties and said, do you want to pick one of my books for August? And they messaged back and said, absolutely, of course I do. So I sent them a picture of my bookshelves with the books that I've read like scribbled out, and then they picked them. We've got a really good list of books to read for August and I'm so excited, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who was part of this video and picked a book for me to read. The book besties and everyone are just so sweet, and they make some of the best content across all social media platforms. So for each person, and when I'm talking about the books they picked, I will obviously mention who they are so you all know, but I will also put their ats and stuff on the screen and also in the description. So if you want to go and check out their content, please do, because it's some of my favourite book content to binge. So let's just dive straight into today's video, go through all the books that I'm going to be reading in August. So starting off, I messaged my bestie Maya, and she is also a book girly too. So I messaged her and said, do you want to pick me a book? I actually asked her to pick two, but she picked one and her mum picked one. I love Maya's mum. Love you, Lisa. They both picked me one. Maya decided to go for Fourth Wing, which I'm so excited about. She has recently read this book and she was like, Bestie, you're gonna love it. And I also told her to read Paula, so we kind of did a book recommendation swap-a-roo. I picked her next read, and then she picked me obviously one for my August TBR, and she loved this. She said it was so good. It was between this, other potential options like A Court of Wings and Ruin, because she really wants me to read that. She's actually read the whole ACOTAR series, but she was like, nothing for her beats A Court of Mist and Fury, and this was like one of her most recent reads, so she was like, I feel like you would prefer to read that over A Court of Wings and Ruin. The other option that she could have picked was Picking Daisies on Sunday, so but I am glad to pick this because I do really want to read it, and then we can talk about it, because I literally, as soon as like I've read a book or she's read a book that the other person's read, we're like texting each other like, oh my god, this thing just happened. So yeah, so excited to read this one, and I don't know anything about it. All I know is that there's dragons. And I'm happy to go in blind and just know that there's dragons. Maya's mum then picked me Bear Town, which I'm so excited to read. If you've watched my all the books that I want to read before the end of 2024 video, which I'll link it up the top in case you haven't, this was one of the ones where I was like, I want to read this right now. So yeah, I really wanted to read this book and the whole series in general. I've heard really good things about it. Bestie Sara Carolli also read this recently, more like a literary fiction, which I am assuming that's what this was about anyway, like that type of book, and that the town itself was almost a character, which I thought that was such an interesting concept and interesting way of writing. So very excited to read this one, and I've heard great things about it and just the whole series in general. I then texted my bestie Kia, and she also had multiple options that she could have picked from. So her other options, I will tell you which one she picked, but her other options were Love and Gelato, The Do-Over, and Better Than the Movies. But this one, she said, just kind of like intrigued her more, and that is The Summer You Found Me. So this has been a recent book series that has been released in the works. I don't know how recent the book series was published, but it's recently been put into the works, and it's kind of got popular, at least with people that I know, through that. So I picked it up to actually read over the summer, and I believe they're like interconnected standalone, so I'm very excited to read this, and I am planning to read this one on my August holiday. So it was kind of perfect that she picked it for the month of August because I'm going on my summer holiday, so very excited to read this one. Like I say, I think it is interconnected standalone. I am going to check before I do, but I think that it can be read in any order. I don't think it matters. But yeah, it's quite a short one, which I'm quite excited for because I feel like I just like to binge books on my holiday. I don't want to be having like a 500 pager. Very excited, and I think there is a fourth one coming out in this series, but I'm not too sure. Then I messaged bestie Sara Carolli to ask her to pick me a book, and to be honest, I kind of didn't know which one she would pick because I have like quite a lot that I haven't read that are some of her like favourite books, like Love and Other Words and other things like that. So I was like, I'm not sure which one she's going to pick, but she actually went with Nora Goes Off Script, which is a recent one that she's read, and was one of the reasons that I had picked up this book before, but it was one of the reasons that I was leaning towards reading it sooner, because she gave it a really good review. I kind of thought it was just like an average book. I hadn't really heard like much about it until she reviewed it and said it was actually really good, almost 5 stars. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to read it now. Again, a short read, so I think I actually again might take this on my holiday in August. Just think it's just suiting the month. So yeah, I think I'm going to take it away with me then and read it then, and obviously I'll do a little reading vlog so you guys can see some of the books that I'm reading throughout the month. I think this one's kind of like, I'm pretty sure she's a single mom. I think she's a single mom, and then there's like a movie theme throughout the book. I don't know too much about it. Again, I don't really know much about these books that have been picked, or just any books in general, because I just like to go blind and just pick up the story as I'm going. I then messaged bestie Ellen and she picked me a book, and to be honest, I was not that shocked with the book that she picked because it's one of her favourite ones, and her other favourite book I have already read, which is Flawless from Chestnut Spring. I've actually already read that one and that's one of her favourite books, but this one is her other favourite book, and that is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. Yeah, I've heard such good things about this. Like, quite a lot of the book besties have said this is just amazing and they've loved it and one of their favourite romances ever. I believe it's like a golden retriever type hockey player, which sounds great. I'm also going to be doing a reading sports romance vlog throughout August because one of you guys actually suggested it to me, so thank you so much for doing that. If you ever have like any suggestions, please comment them down below and I will always look into them. One of you guys actually suggested that I do a reading sports romance for a week vlog, so I'm going to pop this into that vlog so you can actually see me read this book along with some other sports romances. And yeah, I'm very excited. I have been meaning to get to this one and now I have the chance to. I then messaged bestie Meg, who I adore with my whole heart, but she picked one of her favourite ones and she said this is quite hit and miss. I haven't heard too much about this singular book. I've heard good things about the series in general, but not too much about this singular book, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Now I do have the rest of the series on my Kindle, so I am wanting to read the whole series eventually. I did pick up this book like years and years ago, but I was really not a fantasy girly then. I would literally read strictly romance. I wouldn't even really venture out into thriller or mystery, and now I'm like, give me all the genres. Now is probably the perfect time to start reading this because I'm such in my fantasy era at the moment. I just want to read just fantasy all the time. Give me all the fantasy book recs. So I'm very excited that bestie Meg picked this one because I'm over the moon about it. Now again, I have no idea what this is about, no idea, but we love a fantasy series and I just know, I think he has a tail. I think that's all I know. I think that is literally all I know about this, but I'm just going to go in blind. I feel like sometimes fantasies, it's best to do that. It's best to not know anything about it and just pick up the world as you go. And then the last book bestie that I messaged was bestie Katie, and she picked me one of the books that I have been the most anticipating, and that is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I am literally so excited about reading this book. As an anxiety girly, I'm really intrigued to see the anxiety representation in this book because other anxiety people have said that it is just done so well and they really connected to the characters. Also heard great things about Abby Jimenez. I have yet to read any of her books, but I have got this one and I've got Just for the Summer, so I am wanting to read like her backlog eventually. I've heard great things and this is one of the books that I was desperate to read, so thank you bestie Katie for reading my mind and picking me a book that I really wanted. And to be honest, all of the books picked in this video were ones that I really wanted to read, so you guys have immaculate taste. Thank you for that. But those are actually all the books that were picked in this video. They're all going to be in reading vlogs throughout August, so you can see me reading them, hear my thoughts on them and everything. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled throughout August and you'll see them all in videos at some point throughout the month. Whether it be like a reading vlog or just a weekend vlog where I popped it in there, might be mood reading, I don't know, it's going to be in there somewhere. But I thought I'd do a quick rundown again of all the books that were picked for my August TBR. So we have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan, and again I think her newest book, is it Summer Romance? I think that's just come out, and there is another one as well. Yeah, I kind of want to read her backlog too. Then we have The Summer You Found Me by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I'm really excited to get to this series. It's kind of given the Summer I Turn Pretty vibes. Then we have Bear Town by Frederick Backman. I am so excited about reading this book. And let me know if you've read any of his other books, like not in the Bear Town series, but like any of the other ones. So like it says like he's the author of Anxious People. And is it a man called Ovi? Did he write that as well? Let me know if you've read any of his other books and whether they're worth reading, because I'm kind of like in the mood for literary fiction books too, as well as fantasy. And then the last book that we have is Fourth Wing, which I am over the moon to read, and just can't wait. I literally only know that it's dragons and I'm just excited from that. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm so excited to get to all the books throughout August. Thank you to my besties and all the book besties for picking me books for August and picking great books for me to read in August. I will be messaging you all with my thoughts on them, so beware. But yes, I am so excited to get to those. There's honestly such a good range of books for me to read. Like I said, keep your eyes peeled throughout August, because all of these books are going to feature in some reading vlog of some sort, or just a vlog of some sort. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one super soon. Bye.